All right. Going for 2 days in a row. No problems. All right. Greatness. Greatness is yours once you claim it. I am Keystone. I am a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self awareness, and self love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code Red. We invite you to enter into yourself and learn to absolve and fully let go of all the drama, hurt, pain, guilt, resentment, anything that's thriving inside of you, and allow yourself to transcend into a healthier state of being. This is the introspection. Excuse me. Welcome to Code Red. This is the introspection you've been expecting you. All right. Today I'm going to be talking about forgetting it or regretting it. And got this light. Okay, there we go. All right. Forget it or regret it. Pretty much this can and does relate to pretty much anybody that may or may not be listening. You have the option to forget something. Or to carry it with you wherever you go, however long you choose to carry it, and so on and so forth. But then you also have the option to release it, learn from it, and go beyond where you were or are at that state of time, at that period of time. So basically, regretting something and forgetting something. People, you grow up hearing that, what they say, I forgive, but I won't forget, so on and so forth. So basically, that person is choosing to still hold on to that memory or that event and the energy that's tied to that energy or event. So, I'm going to touch on the variances of, healthy ways of doing and things to hold on to in unhealthy ways. You can say good or bad or whatever side of the spectrum you choose to look at. But we're conditioned to only look at the bad side of things, when it comes to regrets or just any event that's wasn't beneficial or a great experience. That's what we tend to hold on to. And we don't hold on to or revisit the good things. You know what I'm saying? The things that were beneficial, helpful, that that were good, high vibration situations or conversations. So for instance, when in this universe, time is by nature. Man created the actual clock, but nature created the time that we go by. You follow the moon, lets you know what month it is. The day lets you know what, the sun lets you know what day it is. The moon lets you know, the month, and the ancients monitor that year after year after year after year. So anything that's dealing with time that's from the ancient times is pretty much just as accurate as anything that's done today, just by simply observing nature. So by being able to know or comprehend better your psychology or your subconscious and how it affects you, time is utilized to put you in those certain energetic frequencies or vibrations. So for instance, every time that there's something bad that goes on that the media covers, it's always remember and never forget. And what that does, that takes you from the frequency that you're currently in at that point in time, and it puts you in a time portal and transports you to that time period where that event happened. And then you actually adopt or take on that energy that is associated with that event. And that is a tool that can be used, whether it's from the media, government, or even yourself or somebody towards you. You know what I'm saying? If they want you to feel bad or just guilt or whatever emotion they want you to revisit or experience again. They're going to, saying put you in that event, and you have the option of, excuse me real quick, mess with the lights. You have the option of fulfilling, their wish, or you can take it upon yourself and just let it ride. All depending on where you are at that current time. Like I said, it's always a period of time where remember or never forget, and they want you to be in this lower state of frequency. Never, something that remember how you felt when you graduated, or you got a raise, or what I'm saying, you got victories that you can celebrate, but everybody wants you to acknowledge the quote unquote defeats and negative things, and because that puts you in certain energy states, and everything reflects from there. Your body language, your talk, your conversation, and then everybody around you is feeling the same way. So it's just a conglomerate of drama, just negativity or whatever, that's tied from that memory. So that's dealing with the world, but with yourself, you have definitely, this is something that goes with the self work. And that is improving the way that you think about yourself and talk about yourself and how you love yourself. There are things in life, granted, from day one, we come out the womb and we got to the point that we are now. There are so many things that if you took time to write down, probably not enough paper in existence of all the things that you wish you would have done or should have done and could have done. And then on the other piece of paper, it'd probably be a postcard size as far as you documenting what you are happy about or proud about or was beneficial to you. So we're in a situation and a society that celebrates the defeat and doesn't enforce or encourage the victories. That's a asinine or ass backwards way to look at things. Because as long as you're in the lower vibrational frequency, you can be easier. You're easier to control, manipulate. You don't think right. You don't think straight. You're thinking of survival and not thriving. And that right there within itself, psychologically and physically, it puts you in a horrible state of existence, especially. And I'm speaking not just a one-time situational for a few minutes. I mean, like week after week, day after day, month after month, year after year. This is your dominant disposition. You know what I'm saying? Your disposition is one of, whether you want to call it fear, anger, frustration, regret. It's not beneficial to you because there's nothing beneficial about regret. There simply isn't. So what you can do is acknowledge that the event or events happen to you or that you've done, and allow yourself to go beyond that. Okay, it happened, and again, energy goes forward. I've never seen an energy wave travel backwards or turn back around unless it's directed. And this is the way that you must begin looking at your energy and your forward moving, conduit of energy. That's truly what you are. You're a generator of energy, and your energy is only going to go where you direct it to go. And if you keep directing it back behind you, there's nothing it can do for you in front of you. Make that adjustment now. Make a decision now. You can choose to do or work on or go toward what you wish you wouldn't have done. And the thing is where you were at that time may not have been the right time for you to do or achieve or attain or attempt or accomplish whatever it is that you're regretting or upset at yourself about. Because again, the universe is going to provide you what you ask for. And if all you're thinking about and talking about are regrets, then the universe is going to give it to you. Again, tenfold, exponentially. It's going to give you 10 times whatever you're thinking about all the time. And if you have a lifestyle, a mindset to where you live in the past, how are you ever going to get to your future or your present? And that's the other thing. When you look at when you say now, when you fully actually say now, that's actually in the past. So the thing is to master the present, which is the now. And again, by the time you say now, that's already in the past. So it's a way that you must look at time, look at yourself, look at energy, and how the universe works, not how man manipulates time by a clock and a watch and have demands and you have to be here and be there and do this and do that. Everything happens in its time. And if you choose to rush, then you rush it. But if you choose to allow things to happen as they do, that's nature. There is nothing hurried about nature outside of, raging waters or flame, what I'm saying, or wind. But as far as the process of nature, as far as maturing or growing or evolving, it's all over time. And it has to be looked at and cared for as such, because if not, you're not doing anything different than what you were doing before. You got to this point in life being under the gun, meaning, the time restraints, the stipulations and so on and so forth set forth by man. Oh man, people cutting grass, but not too bad. But it's really a matter of what you desire. And again, it goes back to you making a decision and you choosing to do something different than what you've been doing. So you can take that event and you can look at it as something that you regret, or you can use it for motivation. And if you're going to use it for motivation, you have to learn to forget it. You truly do, as though it never existed. Again, it's in your mind, true, but you can't live your life and day to day keep acknowledging, damn, man, I messed up. Damn, I fucked up. Or, man, I did this. Or, man, I didn't do that. And now, where you were at that time before you began talking or speaking, that you're dropping yourself because it's a low frequency. Again, it's regret. It's sorrow. Sorry, is below. And again, to start celebrating your victories. What have you done? Things, if you've read that book, or you began to read the book. You did 40 air squats. You know what I'm saying? You've done something that you've been desiring to do. Celebrate that. Don't be mad because you wanted to do 100 squats, but you only did 40. Shit, you did 40. That's more than what you did the week before, 3 months before, probably even 2 years before. So forget what you're not achieving or accomplishing. Forget that and put yourself in the present moment and the present time and allow yourself to grow and evolve to become that in which is going to receive what it is that you choose or desire to achieve or accomplish or attain. You have to allow yourself to do that. And then psychologically, mentally, that's where all of this starts. Again, rule number one, all is mental. It's all mental. And if you can't control your mind and to the point where you determine the direction that you go, granted, you have to be flexible because it's not always going to be that path. There are things that are going to be placed in front of you that you're going to have to negotiate around or through to get to where you desire to go. But that can only happen if you're able to forget things. And when I say forget things, it's not be absent-minded and just stuff never existed, but I mean the things that are holding you down, holding you back. You know what I'm saying? Your lack of knowledge on a particular subject may be holding you back from getting an advance or a promotion or even beginning a business or anything. So forget that. Okay, that's what it is at this current time. But once you put energy and put forth effort toward what you want to do, that will no longer exist in your reality at that time. Again, reality changes as you change. As you change your mind, as the shirt says, change your mind to change your reality. You have to do so. You have to change the way you think and how you think in order to change anything around you. And if you, again, constantly live a life of regret, always living in the, in your rearview mirror, checking out, you're missing all the wonderful life that's in front of you and on the side of you as you're traveling on your journey. So being able that's truly important. That's something that really doesn't get stated. When people, with mental health or just different ailments that people suffer from. Again, my experience is it's all mental. Granted, there's certain things, but overall, it's all mental. It's all how you look at it. I mean, you put yourself in the worst position because of how you think and you talk about yourself. That's truly it. I mean, there is no way that you can think highly of yourself, speak highly of yourself, and respect yourself and know your self worth at a a high value rank or level and produce shit. It's kind of hard. I'm not saying that it can happen, but it's hard. And just as well, you down yourself and talk shit about yourself, and there's nothing that you could do right. And every time you open your mouth, you're efficient killer. You're killing everything. It's pretty much impossible that success is coming. Success in the way that the majority looking at success, attaining something. I mean, if your plan is to be the ultimate killer of people's dreams and your own, then hey, you're being successful at that. But when I use the word success, I mean in a beneficial or positive way. Cool. So, but again, it goes back to your mind. And if you think and you love yourself highly, there are things that you will not do to yourself again or anymore, or learn to wean yourself off of XYZ. Because once you see your value and you know your value, then you're able to assess again the value that you could bring to others in the world. And if you're in, I put it like this: when how was it said? It was stated. It was something to the effect of people that are depressed and locked away and isolated from everybody, they're being stingy. And when I first heard that, it was like it was complex, not complex, but conflicting, because it was like, how are they stingy? But what it as I progressed and learned and attained more information, it was to the point where it makes sense, because everybody is here to be of service to others. And the only way that you are depressed is because you're so caught up in your shit that you can't see anything else. That's it. You're so caught up and wrapped up in your woes that you can't see anything else. So, stating that whatever your gift or your treat that you have for everybody, it can't be experienced because you're trapped in the world engulfed of your thoughts of yourself and what you're not doing. So that made a depressed person stingy. And I'm sure people, you may or may not agree with it. Hey, I'm just speaking my opinions from what I've experienced. And that's truly it. Because once you break out of your depression and you begin to see the wonders of the world, and then how impactful you can be to the world and the world on yourself, there's no need for depression, because your past resume, whatever you did in the past, doesn't dictate what you are today or what you could be in the future, because at any point in time you can pivot. You could adjust the direction or the route that you're taking and be in a total different stratosphere than where you currently are. So my thing was living in the past. I didn't attain, or I wasn't what I thought I was going to be, or live up to what I thought perceived others would think of me. And so with that being so, it, like, damn, okay, well, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. And what I'm saying, then you double that with a dose of fear. That's a monster. And again, I have no issues with sharing that I was below the ground. I was deep. Again, I'm the beetles and bugs. I'm looking at their feet as they walked above me. And to break out of that, it was a decision and a choice. I could have kept on, dwelling on what I didn't do, what I haven't had or didn't have, and so on and so forth. But when I accepted that it was all because of me, that I didn't have or I didn't do, it was a nice pill to swallow, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I accepted it and proceeded forward, and by making a choice. I know, I'm saying I know, well, anyway, it seems that, okay, the path to improvement or enlightenment or sharing of information, I didn't want to go the route of putting all the negativity out there to precede me, as far as my worries, my woes, and what my struggle and battles were, and so on and so forth. That will come in due time. I want to, and I am doing right now, is doing a different perspective of making a decision and a choice to do better. Granted, you can have things that happen in your life to catapult you to do something different or to push you to do something different, but it's all a decision. So I want to speak to those that may not be so deep underneath the earth that they're digging themselves out just to get, just to get on par with the ground. No, I'm reaching out. I attempt to reach out to this one person that's listening and let that chain react, but it has to be a decision, and it's okay to make that decision. You don't have to be choked up and smacked up and told to do it. This is something that you have to do and must do for yourself. When you feel that you want to do better or be better, why not make that decision yourself? Why do you need somebody to come along and, smack you in the head or kick you in the ass and say, hey, do this or do that? If you find, where you are, then that's just what it is. But that's settling. That's living a life of mediocrity. And how can you be of God, from God, the creator God, and live a life of mediocrity? I mean, do you think you're living to your full potential, or the direction of your full potential, or even some of your potential? And when you're depressed and you have other things you're thinking about and worrying about and always living in the past, again, you're not accepting and respecting your present, your present. And that's truly what the issue is. That's, again, I shared before, when you live in the past and think about the past, that's what caused depression. You're staying in the past. You're looking behind you. You're not where you are. And anxiety is the thought of you living in the future on events that hasn't even come up yet. May or may not even happen, but right in your current moment, you're messing up your present, which is the now, because you're either thinking about things in the past or you're fixated on the future. And I'm not saying don't think about the future, because you have to plan, but again, set your destination and practice and work on becoming, what do you say? Don't focus on the result, focus on the role. Focus on what you must become, what you must do to achieve and attain what you set forth. Because as long as you keep dwelling on that target, it's going to pull energy from you, and it's going to cause depression. Because as you get close to that quote unquote deadline, then you're going to be fixated on it, and oh man, I'm a failure. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So set your goal, set your date, set your time stamp or whatever, and work on evolving to become that. Because again, the universe does not give you what you're not prepared for. And if you do happen to receive what you're not prepared for, you're going to lose it way quicker than you received it. And that's a rule of law. I mean, you can dispute it if you desire to. Just think of how many people won, cash prizes, millions and millions of dollars. And within a year or two, right back in the same financial situation that they were in before, they attained that cash prize or money prize. So this is something that you have to train yourself. I mean, I've never had a conversation about business with my boys or anybody and did not have the mindset of being a millionaire. Nah, actually in the beginning, I used to have the mindset that I want to be comfortable, because rich people are assholes and they're stingy and they're heartless and ruthless and, so on and so forth. So that was the mindset. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be able to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, where I want to do it, and not have to worry about money. So that's a survival, scarcity mindset. A scared mindset, truly is. Scarcity, because the world is abundant and there's so much out there, and you just have to position yourself and leverage yourself in a position to where you can benefit, you can generate, accumulate, and then also assist others with doing the same thing. But if you never allow yourself to get to that point, it's always going to be a situation where you're behind the ball. You're going to feel pressure, and again, a lot of the pressure is self-inflicted. Granted, you may get a little outside pressure because you're not performing or doing something that you should be doing for others or with others, but it all goes to you, because now you know within yourself when you're not being you. You truly do, inside of you. So that's another conflict, is like, okay, you know what you're supposed to do or should do or could do, but you choose not to do it for whatever reason. And that creates inner turmoil. So that's that stuff that you have to be able to forget. Because if you look at it like this, whatever you don't forget, eventually it's going to come back to you and it's going to resurface as a regret. Again, whatever you don't allow yourself to forget is going to resurface and package itself as a regret later down the line. So if you can get to the point and take all of your whatever you call regrets, put them in a hot air balloon and set them off, and free yourself. I mean, what was it? Erica Badu had this song with Bag Lady. Some people comprehended what it meant, but others didn't. Yeah, you carrying around all your shit. Everywhere you go, people can see you coming. They hear you coming. I mean, you got all them bags. You're wearing everything. So lighten yourself up. Again, take those regrets. Yeah, they happen. They help you become who you are and what you are, whether you like it or not. Right now, you can say right now, I'm gonna forget that shit. I'm no longer going to regret it, but I'm going to start right now, today, fresh, or begin today fresh, and set a sail. Go the opposite direction, or any direction that's not where you just came from. But again, that has to be a decision that you have to make. Can't nobody make you forget anything or regret anything. It's you. If somebody comes to you and they remind you of this and that, and they, for whatever reason, they, attempting to put you in that low vibrational frequency, you have to decide whether or not you agree with them and to go along with them. That comes from you. It's not them. You have to make that decision. You determine whether or not their words have impact over you. And if their words impact you more than your words, you got to do some development. You got to get inside yourself. You got to build yourself up. You got to get your self-love, your self-worth, your self-knowledge. You have to become aware of self. And once you become aware of self, then you would be tapping into your true essence. You will know it is okay to say no. You will know it is okay to say yes. You will know it is okay to do something for free. You will know it is okay to do something for a payment. You will know that it is okay to accept something as a gift. And you'll know that it is okay to give something. But as long as you don't know you're going to be conflicted as the way of the world, or you're going to have the view and the perspective of the way the world looks at things. Oh, it's okay to do this, but don't do it with them. It's okay to say this, but don't say that to them. Just so many different things. But if you know that everything, when you are in tune with your intentions, it's okay. What I'm saying? The universe understands intentions. What I'm saying? Everybody can't be unhurt. Excuse me, but the universe will look at you differently. It knows your intentions. If you have pure intentions, I didn't mean to step on your foot. I was walking. I didn't see your toe right there. Forgive me. Or if I saw your toe there and I stepped on it, that's two different things within the universe and within yourself. And once you know yourself, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to do or cause that harm to others. You know what I'm saying? You look at things differently when, again, all is of the one, all is from the one, and the one is from the all. We're all one. And as long as we're splintered, dissected and divided, we can never become a whole mass of power. And the way that you do that is you have to begin with yourself. Again, I shared yesterday that people have the habit of wanting to change everything around them, but never changing themselves. Again, change and power, everything comes from within. It has to be an inner, that self-work, that inner work. You have to go within yourself. And to get your mind to a position where you're able to, again, separate the stuff, the stuff that you can forget, because later on they're going to come back as regrets. And when they come back as regrets, they're going to be far bigger than if you began to forget them. And it's a process. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, a passing of a family member. Every time that particular date comes, or you see that date on the calendar, boom, you sink down. You get into that rut. You're like, dang, man. So challenge yourself to look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? Challenge yourself to that date comes around. Why does it always have to be negative? Granted, you may miss them, but if you have them in your heart and they are part of you, why are you missing them? By you missing them, you're missing part of yourself, and you making yourself incomplete. You're not whole. That's the other thing. We're fractionalized and we're splintered and we're bits and pieces of who we are. Begin with your mind, and your mind will congeal the rest of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what do you say? That where the shit, damn, it just hit me now. Where the head follows, where the head goes, the body will follow. Wow, I didn't even, yeah. Been hearing that all my life. Where the head goes, the body will follow. The same thing with your thoughts, your talk. Wherever you put your mind at, your body, your physical has to go where your head goes. If your head is up your ass, your body's going to follow. But if your head is above ground and you're in nature, you're doing things that are beneficial to you and for being a service of others, the physical is going to experience that. It's going to be reflective in everything that you do. But again, it's a choice, it's a decision. Or you can go sit in the corner and you can play victim, be victim, complain, have a life full of regrets. Oh, I should have finished school. I should have took that class, or I shouldn't have broke up with that person, or I should have purchased this, or I should not have purchased that. And, so many things that you can use as a regret. But again, acknowledge it and forget it. Let it go. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to start it. It has to begin. And wherever you choose to start, again, when I start in the beginning of the video, enter into yourself and allow yourself to absolve and fully let go of things. Your guilt, hurt, pain, regrets, anger, anything that's thriving inside of you, you gotta, let it go and allow yourself to transcend into a healthier state of being. And transcending is a process. It's emotion. You have to move yourself. And as you don't move until your mind tells you to move. You know what I'm saying? You have to send the passage to your muscles and fire up the muscles in order to get the body to function how you want to. You can do the same with your thoughts and who you are and what you want. This thing is, truly, truly vital. You have to be able to forget, and you have to be able to get rid of your regrets. You know what I'm saying? Regrets are just like, when you look in the rearview mirror, you look at the mile marker, you look at landmarks, you could turn around and you can see all a field full of regrets. And you can go back and read each epitaph at the stake that's in the ground at that particular regret and relive that, or just see it all as, regrets and about face and go forward, move forward, progress forward or up. Now, if you got to go to the side, but still be in motion. Don't sit there and, think of all your regrets, because those that think of their regrets, they never get past it. You're 60, 70, and 80 years old, still pissed off at yourself about things you didn't do when you were 20. But look at all that life and the quality of your life from the time that you were 20 something to you were 80 something, and all you thought about are your regrets. Regardless of what you've done in life, all you thought about are your regrets. That's a horrible way to think of yourself and to know yourself and to love yourself. You shouldn't do yourself that favor. Do yourself a favor and adjust that. Again, begin celebrating your victories. You know what I'm saying? You may hit a weight goal. You did something on the plantation. You may have done something for somebody else, or you budgeted, or you achieved or accomplished something. Mark that on your calendar. Next year, what's today? The 23rd. Yeah, next year, look at the calendar on February 23rd and smile like a mug because you did something that day. Man, I did that day. Okay, so when as the 23rd of February comes around next year, or the 24th, man. whatever today is. Oh man, I gotta check this now. Okay, excuse me, the 24th. So when the 24th comes around, 2 weeks before the 24th, so at the beginning of February, you're like, damn right, the 24th. Okay, I remember that day. That's the day I did this and that, and then by me doing this and that, that propelled me to do other things that year or currently at that particular time. But it's on you. What do you value? Do you value you enough to go above and beyond where you are, or do you not value yourself, or are you waiting for somebody to assess the value of you for you? Are you waiting for somebody to come and tell you how much you're worth and what you're worth, and you're going to accept it and believe it and live your life based off the power of their words over yourself? That's asinine, that's ass backwards. Or again, you can begin your self work. You can be honest with yourself. Shit. Again, everyone gets the same 24 hours, the exact same 24 hours. Some days begin before others and some after, but everybody gets the same 24 hours before the marker change on the calendar as far as the day. What you do with that is totally up to you, and you should begin basing, again, work and discipline yourself to take 1 hour out the day. Take 15 minutes from your video games, 15 minutes from your, social media, or 10 minutes, but you can chop time off of things that you normally do and combine it to make yourself an hour. You don't have to do anything. You can read a book, you can just sit and you can think. And see, that's the other thing. People don't like to think about themselves. That's why everybody is busy. That's the word busy. The word busy is just what it is. You're busy. You're in motion. You don't have no direction. You're engulfed and you're occupied with whatever you're doing. To me, that's what being busy is. And those that are busy don't take time for themselves. That's the actual fact. Because if you took time for yourself, there's no way that you could be busy. Set your time aside. And if you want to be busy, busy yourself with yourself. Find out who you are, what you desire. Write your stuff down. Think back to when's the last time you dreamt? When's the last time you predicted, that you wanted to do something? 2 years from now, I'm going to have this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to be that. When's the last time you set that for yourself? Begin that. What I'm saying? Everybody, the world is busy. You busy in from work, then you're busy into here, you're busy into there, then you're watching TV, you're busy doing this, you're busy doing that, then you go to sleep, then you wake up and your world is busy, busy, busy. Take time out and sit your ass down and enjoy yourself with yourself. If it seems impossible that you can't get no quiet time, then wait till everybody goes to bed. Get up an hour earlier, get up 2 hours earlier. Take that time and put it into yourself. You deserve it. You truly do. If not, then hey, there's nothing I can say to you or for you. But that has to start with you, and that's how you're going to be able to begin to forget those regrets, because you're going to assess the situation again. Go and enter into yourself and retrace your steps. That's what it was. Retrace your steps. So go back to that point and retrace your steps. What part did you play in that? What could you have done differently? What could they have done differently? Okay, acknowledge it and boom, forget it. Okay, from that experience, okay, that's no longer holding you down. Again, and I'm sure people can fill up the comment section with all kind of reasons and stuff as far as why they want to hold on to it, but those reasons don't produce results, and we live a life where results should outweigh your reasons, but we live a life where our reasons outweigh our results. Again, your results should outweigh your reasons, but we live a life where our reasons outweigh our results. Flip it around. Again, address the situation, scenario, be okay with it. That person may not have been what they could have been or should have been, and yourself and again, it's 20, 30, 40 years later, and this event that happened that long ago still has a grip on you. When that went off in my head years ago, when I thought about things that, from pre-teens through teens to my 20s, that events that happened, and I'm shoot, basically, my 40s, like, damn, I've been holding on to this for 20 and 30 years, and that's ridiculous. And it's affecting me now like it happened just now. But it was just the fact that I did not know myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't do any self-assessment, looking and digging into myself and allowing myself to think. I stayed busy. I played video games. I went and kicked it with the homies. Played music. When I'm riding in the car, I'm got music going. Anything but thinking what I should be thinking. And so when I made that decision to better myself and to generate greater energy and demand more from the universe, because that is what a God does: generator, organizer, and decider, make a decision. That's what it was. I say, so I generated the energy within myself. I organized my thoughts, my emotions, and I made a decision to do better, to be better. And within that, it's a process. It didn't happen overnight, and it's still going on. But by making that decision, that allowed me to put myself in a situation where I'm able to weigh things out now far better than I was ever in life. Because when I was trained as we're trained coming up, I held on to everything, and everything was personal. Everything was personal. There, I'm gonna get your ass back. Believe that. But that all had to come to a change, because what I was doing and how I was doing it was not working for me, especially not where I was. And that's definitely how I wanted to live and how I wanted to think and be and exist. I wanted far better, but I was unaware that it started with my mind and ends with the mind. Again, all is mental. Universal law, rule number one: all is mental. So once I became aware of the ability to improve myself, because all I had to do was change the way I thought, it became interesting. It sounded outlandish and ridiculous, but in the beginning, but hey, it's worth a shot, because there are people that are experiencing life as they do, and shit, the damn 1% of the world controls 98 or 99% of the wealth. Something again, something ain't right about that. And not saying it's right or wrong, but I mean, why am I unable to do what they do, how they do it, and what do I need to do to in order to let me invite me to the game? You know what I'm saying? How do I get my invitation to the money party, to the currency party? But it's all on you, your mind, your thinking, your thoughts, and what you do. And so as I began to delve into, the wealthy, the world elite, or whatever you want to call them, universal laws are the reason. And it's what it is. The universe has laws. They're unbreakable. They're immutable. Immutable means they don't change for anybody, regardless of your color, your size, your height, how fast you are, how good you look. The universe doesn't operate off that. Man said that the universe is not a respecter of person. Doesn't matter who you are. If you do this, this is the result. If you do that, this is the result. Point blank. That's how the universe works. So comprehending that the universe gives you exactly what you think about. So assessing, like, damn, all I thought about was the shit that I've never done or didn't do or could have done better, or so on and so forth. The universe was giving me more regrets. So every time I didn't do something, it became a regret. Like, damn, the extra weight weighing me down. And once I decided to make myself light, yeah, I had to forget them things. I could recall them as memories, but they don't. They definitely do not have the power that they once had. It's impossible. I will not allow that. And you have to begin to get yourself to that position where you can do the same or even better or beyond. The things that happened to you in the past are just that, in the past. By allowing what happened in the past to affect your now, you're actually effing up your future. Again, as I stated earlier, by the time you say now, that is the future. I mean, excuse me, that is the past. By the time you say now, it's the past. So what you must begin doing is appreciating and accepting and valuing the now. Regardless of what happened in the past, you can correct that. If you can't correct it, again, you had the option and the potential to forget it. You are disservicing yourself and the population, your family, your friends, your loved ones, those you come across, because even just to be in a store and vibrate on such a frequency that small talk in the conversation, excuse me, small talk or small conversation in the line at the store can make somebody's day. Honestly, a little joke or a quick comment or just, again, a conversation. You don't know what that person is going through. Everybody has thoughts going through their mind. Believe me, the major majority of everybody are in a damn rut, thinking about all this going on, all this is that, and all this, just so many other things besides the things that are of love. So to get somebody to smile for a couple seconds, man, for that moment, they forgot all the bullshit and they're appreciative. And even for yourself, you're thinking about things that aren't beneficial. Somebody comes along or say something, a little chuckle or a laugh or a smile. That's a beautiful thing. And that chuckle or that smile allows you to forget for that moment. But us being as we programmed to be, we're gonna pick that shit right back up and put it back, put that hat back on and wear it. But it does not have to be that way. Again, it's all a choice. You have to choose and change what you think about. That's the only way that things will change. You can't just, again, I'll go with weight loss. There's no way that you can expect to literally drop 20, 30 pounds and still eat the way that you ate, leading to you amassing that extra 20 or 30 pounds. It can happen. And the thing, all right, so this is what it is. Boom, just hit me. All right, so what ends up happening is that we're not allowed to know the natural remedy for things, and especially the psychological and the mental power that we possess in our mind, and how that can influence and change and adjust things in our life, all by thought, and then from the thought it leads to action. So we're living in a time where everybody is a quick fix. So again, when I was sharing about losing weight or dropping weight, you want to drop 30 or 40 pounds, but you're still eating the way that you ate that when you amass that 30 or 40 pounds, but you don't think there's anything wrong with that because you want to lose weight. Your stomach is hanging over your pants, you know what I'm saying? Your button's about to pop off, your zipper don't work, your thighs and your shirts are tight, and the things that go when you're getting bigger in your clothes. And rather than adjust yourself, you seek things outside of you, such as that pill. Go take this pill and it's going to, take your fat globules and you're going to pass them out and, through waste and, through the toilet or whatever. And people are for that, rather than knowing that, hey, if you want to maintain your weight, you have to burn more than you consume. You have to burn more than you consume. If you consume more than you burn, that's where you can start at. So by acknowledging that, you have to begin to think of, adjust how you look at food. Are you eating to get full? Are you eating to live? Are you eating just to get something on your stomach or what? But again, it goes with you changing your mind and adjusting the way that you think. And you get to that point, okay, you all right. So you stand with losing weight or with the weight thing, you gain that 20 or 30 pounds. Now you're upset with yourself. Like, man, I didn't know my ass got that big, man. My drawers are tight and just whew, I gotta take a deep breath to button my pants and I can't wear certain shirts and I don't even have a jacket. It's wintertime, man. My jacket is even tight. I can't even wear a sweater underneath. I gotta wear a tank top. You know what I'm saying? But all that happens when excuse me. So what ends up happening is, yeah, you can forget how that happened. Okay, granted, I consumed a gang of food. I ate at these places, ate these particular, this particular food, and I didn't do anything that was physical. So I gained this weight. So that becomes a situation that you have the option of forgetting or regretting. Now, if you want to go, when you would decide to go forward, you have to begin to forget that. Okay, granted, I killed them burgers, I had mashed potatoes, gravy, chopped barbecue, milkshakes, cookies, cakes, pies. I was killing it. Okay, cool. That was for that time period leading to that point. Now, if you choose to regret that, that regret is never going to lead you to making adjustments for the positive or the benefit of where the status of health that you desire. Because as long as you're regretting, you're in that soaking mode and you're just low, low, that low frequency, that you're going to continue to stay there because that's where your mind is at. Again, where the mind or the head goes, the body follows. So if your mental is sunk in, your weight, what the junk and the shit that you were eating, that's going to propel you to keep doing that because you keep thinking that. Listen to that. You keep thinking that negativity or that stuff that's not beneficial to you. Again, the universe is going to give it to you tenfold. So all you're thinking about is the regret because you ate them burgers and milkshakes and the cookies and cakes and pecan pie. Woo! But you regret it, and that's where your mental, your frequency is at. And again, that's what the universe is going to give you what you think about. Truly, it is. And once you are able to accept that and begin and practice, like I said, the proof is in the pudding. Again, I would not be in front of you speaking as I am if this isn't anything that I experience. I'll be talking about some other things, some music, graphic arts, or anything besides what I'm speaking about now. But because I experienced this, I have to share this. And again, it's all out of love. This isn't anything that I was forced to do. It's what I'm supposed to do. You have something that can help somebody, you're supposed to share. You're not supposed to hoard. Again, the universe is going to give you tenfold what you give. And me sharing this information is allowing other information to take place of. Again, I remember the example, but I'm gonna just use wealth. Poor people. Poor people, myself included, used to save, save, save. You got your money in your hands, and so it was question came about. Well, how are you going to get more money by clenching your fist, holding on to that old money? I was like, damn, how can you? You know what I'm saying? You have to look at things differently. How can the energy flow? Again, currency. You stop and block money, which is currency, is there. So all around except for right here. But once you open your hand, that allows more to come, more to arrive, more to be generated. But that's a decision that you have to make. You know what I'm saying? Something in life, man, happened to you where you feel like, shit, I need to hold on to, I need this. I need to hold on to it because I never know when I'm going to get others or more or whatever, what they say for that rainy day. But that's one of the things you have to, regret or forget it. Granted, it happened, but again, understand the currency. Currency does nothing when it's stagnated. It doesn't do anything. Currency, money. So again, the wealthy people say they don't save, they invest. Saving is stagnant energy, is just sitting. By investing, is circulating, is moving, is doing something other than just sitting. And that's the difference of the mindset of, poor mindset and a wealthy mindset. But that goes back to you being able to regret or forget. Yeah, again, when I say forget, that doesn't mean you just stonewall, have no recollection. But when I mean forget, it means forget how it had you, how it affected you. That's what I mean when I mean forget. I maybe I should have clarified that a little earlier, or I'm doing it more in depth now. But yeah, forget that. Whatever that was, or whatever it was, forget it and proceed forward. Make a decision to go forward, a different path. Again, you can pivot at any time in your process. You could be going one direction and okay, that ain't working, or this needs to adjust. Yeah, change it a little bit, but still stay in motion. So again, your ability to regret, it's up to you. You don't have to regret. It could be a learning moment. But the way that we're trained is about regretting. Oh, I didn't do this, so this is the reason why that. It doesn't have to be. You can make a decision right now, to do many things in your life differently. By adjusting one thing in your life, that's going to change the direction of your life. Doing one thing, for instance, rather than getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, get up at 6. Get up at 6. When I was younger, I did not understand why older people, senior citizens got up at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. I used to think that was ridiculous. Like, what? What you doing up that early? But when you know that majority of business is done between 4 and 6 and 7 o'clock than any other time of the day, or the preparation for it, let me say that, because nobody is up, the rest of the world is asleep, and the sun, the sun arrives, it gives energy and information. And those that are up during that time that the sun arrives receive more of what the sun has to offer, especially once the sun first arrives. So getting up 3, 4, 5 o'clock 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, that allows you to take time into yourself. Again, you can meditate, you can exercise, you can go walk, you can write, you can read, you can put that time into yourself. And what it end up becoming is that you will begin a life of less regrets, because everything that you begin doing is for the benefit of your future. So when you're doing something that's going to, as of right now, that's going to benefit and pay off in the future, what is there to regret? The only thing to regret is something in the past. So once you allow yourself to get in the present, respect the present, and accept the present, you can proceed forward, onward, I say, onward. And it's a beautiful thing. It truly is. Again, to be able to compartmentalize your thoughts. Okay, this is not serving me right now. Okay, this ain't the time for that. Be able to push that to the side. Get into the moment of where you are now. Now, if you want to revisit that moment or whatever for that time period, that is your option. As well as that is your option of allowing that to override everything you're doing in the present moment. So again, this is self-work. It's all internal. Nothing's external. The only thing external is everything outside of you. The thing that's going to benefit you is internal. Again, it's internal. You can go pop pills, go talk to doctors, so on and so forth. Nothing's going to happen. The psychiatrists and psychologists. The secret to that is nothing happens until you decide it. They'll let you come sit on the couch, take the notes, document, what you got to say, and, make suggestions and probably suggest some pills and stuff for you. But it's unnecessary. But to some it is. I mean, it's to each his own. Again, everybody has the option of controlling their mind. And again, the psychiatrist or psychologist, you're sitting there speaking and you're just revisiting. Yeah, they may say some things along the lines of what I say, but no, if you're cured, too quickly, yeah, it's all about cheddar. It's all about currency. But nothing happens until you're ready. You're not cured of that spider. You know what I'm saying? Them, you're scared of the snake. They put the snake on you. You can run and shit in your pants every day until you decide that you're going to take a deep breath and you're going to allow that snake to go around your body and do what it does because you decided to do that. That psychiatrist or psychologist assisted you, but you got to take credit for the progress that you make just as well as you got to take credit for the progress that you don't make. That's what it is. It's you. Everything is you. This is you. It's nice to point the finger at somebody else or something else, but when you wash that away, it's you. You know what I'm saying? It is you. Please believe that. Please understand that it is you. You have to decide where and what you're going to do. Again, you ultimately have the final say so of what you forget and what you regret. It's all up to you. So make a decision today that you're going to proceed onward and you're going to move in the direction of where you desire to be, whether that's, what I'm saying, I wherever you desire to be and what you decide to do. And you must become that person, fit that role that's going to achieve that goal or that attain whatever it is that you desire. Again, you have to become that person or that being. Because if not, the next person that is going to get what you were supposed to have. And you'll never know that because you never took the opportunity to progress forward or toward what you desire to attain. So again, change your mind to change your reality. Choose to forget so things do not come back as regrets. I appreciate the time. I am Keystone. I am a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. Again, this is Code Red. Have a good day.